Hello friend, thanks for joining me for another video blog. Today I'm here to talk about one of our biggest sources of intelligence that we have been either not using at all or completely ignored, which is our gut feelings. Our gut feelings, that deep sense of knowing, feeling that something is right. We might not have an explanation. You all had gut feelings. And you know what happens when you ignore your gut feelings. So today I want to explore why they're so important, why and when we disconnect from gut feelings, and how to recognize when is a gut feeling versus just a response from our mind or strong emotions. So let's explore this together today. So let's first recognize that there's a problem. When we disconnect from our gut feelings, we also disconnect from this tremendous guidance system that we have in our bodies, and we become very head driven. We basically cut off from like the neck down, and we become over intellectual. We over analyze everything. We over think, and that can be exhausting. I'm sure you have experienced this. I definitely have experienced this a lot in my life. So why gut feelings are so important? Well, they're important because without them, we would not have survived as a species, because we're also animals. An animal in the wild will not survive without a gut feeling. They will be devoured. They'll be killed. So for animal, it's just a matter of survival. Now, most of us don't need to be living in survival. And yet, especially in the Western society, that it's so much about achievement. It's so driven for more goals, more achievement, more stuff, more accomplishments. Nothing wrong with those things. We just became out of balance, and we became out of our bodies as well. So in the society that is all about achievement, it's very easy to be head driven all the time. And the problem with that is that we ignore our bodies, and that's one of the reasons we see so much anxiety, depression, autoimmune diseases, weak immune systems that is prone for viruses and bacteria, and many other diseases that the medical system cannot help. A lot of this is coming from stress, and it's the stress that happens when we are ignoring our bodies, our inner guidance, and our truth. So that's why gut feelings are important. It's not just about survival, but also reconnect with our gut feelings will help us to thrive, to flourish. And you cannot be in survival and thriving at the same time, because thrive is a state that you are not living in that stress response, that you're not living in a fight or flight. In survival state, you are always living in fight or flight. And you start losing that connection. You stop trusting the signals that your body is constantly giving you. So when and why do we disconnect from our gut feelings? I say disconnect because we all have innate gut feelings. We're born with the gift of gut feelings. Again, it's biology. It transfers, from generation to generation. It's in our DNA. It's our biology. It's our birthright. We disconnect from our gut feelings because for most of us, we can say there was stress in our homes when we're born, as we're kids. There was trauma, and trauma itself is a disconnection from the body. It's a disconnection from the self. And in that disconnection, we disconnect from our hearts and from our gut feelings. So when there is stress, dysfunctional, trauma, suffering, or simply a lot of stress in our environment, by simply having a mother and a father or caretakers are always stressed out, we'll learn how to disconnect from our gut feelings because we will adapt. We have tremendous ability to adapt as a child. And we're going to do everything for us to survive and also to keep the peace in the home, and to feel love and validation from our caretakers, from our parents. So we start disconnecting from our body, first of all, because as babies and kids, we can deal with the pain, the emotional pain that is going on in our bodies because of what's going on in our environment. So we start disconnecting from our bodies, and we start adapting to the environment, and we start making up personalities and stories to survive, to adapt. It's a brilliant mechanism. It's just as a service as we become adults. So we start cutting off from the gut feeling, because also especially as we get older, if we reconnect with our gut feeling, that means I need to connect with the truth that's happening in my environment. I remember times in the past where I didn't want to connect with my gut feeling, because if I really did, I would be probably leaving a relationship or quitting a job. So a lot of times it's almost like a safety mechanism. Kind of safe, it's not really safe, but it's this perception, this false sense of safety if we don't connect with our gut feelings and our hearts. Like almost like better not know the truth. The problem with that, it leads a life of stress, of anxiety, of depression, a life that is not authentic, and a life that is not fulfilling. So that's when and why we disconnect from our gut feelings. A lot of my clients that come here, I help them to reconnect with their bodies, with their gut feelings, starting with the breath. The breath is the connection between the head and the body. So to restore that connection, you need to actually come into your body, really inhabit your body again, and know what's going on in the heart area, know what's going on in that stomach, that gut area. And as you do that, of course, you will experience some emotions there that you might be avoiding for a long time. And it's super important to connect with those emotions. It's not about reliving childhood trauma or reliving your whole suffering. And yet, you need to allow yourself, you need to give yourself permission to feel those emotions that are there. That have been there maybe since you were 2 years old or 5 years old or 10 or 20. You need to acknowledge the emotion. And by acknowledging the emotion, that's how emotion can be released. Because emotion is stored in the body. All the emotions stored in the body are energy. And energy is always moving. And it can become kind of moving and stagnant in your body at the same time, which can cause a lot of disturbance and disease. So, another reason to reconnect with the body. And by reconnecting with your body, with your gut feelings, you actually turning on your holistic intelligence system, which is made of 3 systems. Your head, your intellectual brain, your heart. You follow your heart guidance, that intuition, if you will, and then that deep knowing in your gut. So when you work with your head, with your heart, and your gut, you are working with all your intelligence systems, and that's how you unleash your potential, your creativity, your passion, your energy, your vitality. You can heal easily from diseases, or you don't become sick because you're fully connected. When you're connected, you will listen to your body. You listen when your body is asking you to rest. You listen to your body when it's asking to eat. Listen to your body when it's asking to move. So actually, by reconnect with your gut feelings, by default, you are reconnecting with your entire body. And when you listen to your body, you're going to provide what your body needs. So another reason a lot of people disconnect from gut feelings is that they're so driven by achievement that they are attached to the doing all the time. And the problem of that is that the body is ignored. And if you ignore your body will whisper needs, it will speak a little louder until it screams with pain or health condition. Can be physical pain, emotional pain in the form of anxiety and depression, can be mental pain with, you don't have the ability to think straight anymore, you're so overwhelmed all the time. Those are my clients. Those are collective in our society. That was me as well. So that's why I can speak about this. So how do we start reconnecting or restoring or connect with the gut feelings? By healing, by becoming embodied, by you start experiencing what you feel every day. And you can start that by simply learning how to breathe. I had a session with a client the other day that just wanted to do one session with me, and I taught her how to breathe properly, how to actually get into her body through her breath. And through all the years of therapy that she did, nobody has taught her how to do a breath work to get into the body and to start feeling grounded and safe. And that's crucial. All the work I do with my clients, it's initiated with the breath, get into the body, you start feeling the emotions, and from that I guide them on how to release those emotions. So actually healing doesn't have to take 10 years of therapy. It can happen in one session. Of course, there are many layers of healing. There's no magic pill. You have to go into the body and feel that sadness or feel the, those called negative emotions. And by feeling them, they can be released. So reconnect with the body will help you to reconnect with the gut feelings, to that deeper guidance that you have from the heart, from the gut, and life becomes much easier. Now, I'm going to answer a question that I'm sure some of you are having, which is, Alex, how do I know when I get a knowing that is a gut feeling versus it's just my mind making up? It's information coming from my strong emotions. So there's a difference. The information that comes from your gut feeling, that knowing that is truth, comes with a calming energy. You just know. You say, you know what, I can't explain, but I just know this. There's a calming energy, a calming sensation there. When the information comes more from made-up stories, coming from your perception or strong emotions, you might be like, I know this is right, and you don't know if it's really the truth or not. All you have to do is to feel it. It comes with a level of disturbance. When your information is coming with disturbance, it's just coming from strong emotions. So we'll actually take a step back and not making the decisions from that place. Gut feelings, there's calming. Strong emotions will give you disturbance in the body. And when you're making decisions, speaking from that disturbance, you're also speaking from a distorted perception that you might have. So I invite you to explore that. So that's what I have for you in terms of gut feelings. I hope this encourages you to explore this body connection, reconnect with your heart guidance, reconnect with your gut feelings, because that's how you can create a life that is about thriving, flourishing, it's creative, it's passionate, you will feel alive. And don't fear the truth, because healing, and that's how we get back to our gut feelings, healing is a process of walking back towards our truth. It's a process of living our truth. And that's the only way to have an authentic life, a happy and healthy life. Because when we deny our authenticity, when we don't listen to our bodies, when we disconnect it, we actually aggravating, amplifying the trauma, because trauma is a disconnection from the self, is a disconnection from our truth, it's a disconnection from our heart. So I invite you here to start the process of healing, or maybe you already are in the process. And if you have any question, if you want to learn more about my work, book a call, contact me, and start with some breath work, and make sure you're breathing properly in a way that reestablish the connection with your body. So thank you so much, and I hope this video served you. And if you like this video, please share with your friends and family on your social media channels and help me to grow the Fit to Thrive community. Thank you so much, and I'll talk to you very soon.